Welcome to Yates Makes. So here we go with a drawing transfer technique using the gel plate. So I'm just sketching out a really quick demo drawing here, which I'm going to use to show how we can mix ballpoint pen embossing with wax crayon resist to then transfer a drawing. As well as taking you through this quick demo piece, we're going to be looking at how you might approach a more complex drawing and how you might combine some of these techniques with hand colouring, collage, etc. Okay, let's get straight into the very quick demo drawing. So I've sketched out in pencil, tried to keep it loose, quite continuous line, and I am going straight over that with a biro. Notice my grip, it's kind of like the handwriting grip. That's because I need quite a lot of pressure, because what I'm aiming to do is make an indentation or emboss this paper. The paper I'm using is like 140 GSM drawing cartridge paper. Now I've made other videos on this technique that I'll link above, and you know, the emboss, the indentation, when you flip it and transfer it onto the gel plate, doesn't make contact and therefore leaves your drawing. But what I've been working on is that you can add to this with wax crayon, and what I'm looking at now is some of the shadow areas on the object. So that's both shadows on the object and the cast shadow that's on the surface, which I'm about to add into now. So this wax crayon obviously will make contact with the gel plate, but will act as a resist against the wet acrylic, as you'll see in a minute. So let's have a quick look at the extent to which I have embossed or indented. You can see just against the faint light there that that paper has got a very clear dent in it. Hopefully that will be enough to lift away from the gel plate and leave a trace of my lines. So inking up here, I'm using Amsterdam black acrylic and a very small amount. If I use this angle, you should see a little clearer just how thin this layer of acrylic needs to be. So once you've kind of inked up with your acrylic, whatever colour you want to use, it's just a matter of flipping your drawing over onto it. Now this needs to be very light touch. You want to make sure the surface of your paper is making good contact with the gel plate, but obviously where your wax crayon you're hoping is going to resist, you know, you don't want to disturb that too much. You just want to let it do its magic and resist. And of course you don't want to press too hard on your embossed lines, otherwise you're just going to flood them. So this one came out pretty well. If I zoom in a little now, you see I've got clear delineated areas, but I've also got some nice suggestion of tone as well. Now I've let that dry and I'm just applying a tiny bit of white acrylic, and that is what I'm going to use as a kind of wet layer to pull this print up straight into my sketchbook. So there you go, flipping it over onto a blank page in my sketchbook, flipping it back again, and then you can leave that for 5 minutes or so and it should pull up just fine. So that's the demo piece done. You can see there, really lovely kind of textural quality. I've got a good quality of line, but I've also got a nice suggestion of shadow. Right, let's have a look at some more complex drawings. So, you know, I definitely had a few hiccups with this one, so I think it's important to put footage like this in to, you know, help you avoid some of the mistakes I made. I'm going to start with a sketch of just some toothpaste and toothbrush sat in a cup that I've just grabbed from the sink. So simple everyday objects. You know, I've gone for this frame because I'm really into graphic novels, and I mean, as well as the narrative and the kind of incredible artwork you find in some of them. I love the framings and the compositions, and you know, I'm going for everyday objects for this demo, and you know, little slices, snippets of everyday life I just think are really poignant, and you know, the simplest of things can tell a story in its own right. So yeah, I'm going to try, whilst keeping some pressure on here, because obviously I need the pressure for my emboss, I'm going to try and keep that sort of freshness of line just by tracing back over all my little continuous line marks. Remembering that if I emboss too hard, it's going to really buckle this paper and make my transfer quite blotchy because of the different kind of you know, the way the paper will ripple. So just pressing but not pressing too hard. And I'm going to go in with my wax crayon in a minute and create some of the tone, you know, and I'm going to get a lot of form through what I add with the, well, I hope what I add with the wax crayon. Right, let's see, this is probably going to be the hardest bit, isn't it? And I'm saying this because anywhere you've got like a tight concentration of marks, you're kind of increasing your chance of buckling that paper and you know, making for an indistinct or unclear transfer. We'll see. It's an experiment. Right, I'm now going to look at some of my heaviest shadows and just do a few little marks, bit of line work, just to suggest a little shadow on those objects. Right, that should do it. Now next, okay, let's have a look at adding some wax crayon. So I'll try and use a colour that shows up as tone but also shows up as a different colour to the pen emboss. So I'll just check if that has embossed. There, you can see on the back under the light there, that has definitely embossed it, and that should work just fine. So this paper is very smooth. It's like you know, card, I guess, for a copier. So it hasn't got a lot of tooth on it. So the wax crayon is kind of struggling to stick to it, but it, you know, if you work at it, you will definitely get a little layer forming. Okay, some nice strong tones down here. Obviously, if you press too hard as well, especially where you've done your line work, you're going to kind of undo your emboss. I'm guessing anyway, there's a risk of that. So we've got some tone down here. So this is De La Rowney Indigo. Just aiming for a nice thin layer because I don't want it to kind of, if you're going too thick, you're going to flood your embossed lines. So it's funny, this, you know, this De La Rowney, sometimes it kind of separates on the. What I'm going to do is just pop a tiny bit of Amsterdam in there, just a tiny bit of white. Actually, I've got a tiny bit of this blue in. See if we can. That might be drying out a bit much on there. We'll see. So the trick now is to press, but not press so hard that you're forcing those embosses down into the gel plate, and you'll lose your quality of line. But you can see where the paper's buckled. You do need to make sure those parts have made contact. This is where doing quite an expressive or like loose drawing, you know, works in your favour, because quality of line is going to be a little bit expressive and loose anyway. So if I press too hard, my wax resist is not going to work either. Just going to leave that down for a while. I think it can dry completely, really, and you know, I'll pull the actual print up with another colour. Hopefully those little details have transferred. And definitely got some of my wax crayon tone. But I think the main problem here is that I just let that paint, you know, sit on the plate too long before I put my drawing down to transfer. So I need to speed things up, definitely. I'm gonna lift this one up anyway, just because, you know, it's gonna impart transfer, and I can always, once it's dry in my sketchbook, I can just draw over it with some fine liners or add some colour, again experiment. So yeah, may as well transfer it, even if you're not too happy with the results. Yeah, I can draw back into this, give some of the shapes a bit of definition. Okay, so on to round two, and here is why I love these little transfers, is you can just redefine your lines and use them again and again. So inking up a little quicker this time, trying a different technique here, just putting a book down to try and even the pressure out, and there you can see I've got a much clearer transfer. Rather than using my finger and pressing into those details, just allowing the flat surface of the book. Do you know, as well as being able to reuse these, obviously it gets harder for where the paper gets covered with paint or successive layers of paint, it gets harder to pick up everything, but I kind of like the character that gives anyway. But what it does mean is the integrity, the structure of the paper and the surface gets a little bit tougher, which means you can go back in and emboss, and you're doing kind of less damage to the paper, which is you know, another bonus as well. Anyway, let's get this one transferred, see how it looks. And there you go, just pulling it up, and you can see much clearer, better defined, nice clear tones as well. And I even like those kind of patchy bits on the lid of the toothpaste. So again, just re-embossing my main lines, topping up the wax crayon a tiny bit, and onto my next one. I reckon you can get a good 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9 or 10 out of these. So again, now I've perfected that transfer technique a little bit, I'm getting a much clearer transfer. Now this time, before transferring that, I'm going to prepare a little collage background. So using tracing paper and tracing off of one of the prints I've already done, I'm just now transferring my background shape, the kind of silhouette, negative space, onto gridded paper, and using gel medium to then flip it over and register that over my background. Lovely, like that. Love mixing printmaking with collage, so that is a really successful experiment. And again, another illustration as to why these little kind of embossed waxy crayon drawings, they've got a lot of mileage in them. You can use them a few times. Okay, the next footage just will kind of speak for itself. It's kind of a repeat. You know, I didn't have any major mishaps with this one. It's a slightly more complex drawing, but what I didn't have was too much tight concentration, like say with the bristles of the toothbrush. Even where I had some pattern work on the moulded kind of toe of the trainers, it it worked okay. It transferred, and you know what we are getting with this one is a slight increase in scale and more of the paper surface covered, which you know, I guess the bigger you go, the bigger the gel plate you're going to need, but also you're going to have, I guess, increase the likelihood of kind of, you know, some variation or kind of inconsistency in transfer. But, you know, this is, I mean, it's still going to fit on an A5 page, so it's not a big drawing by any means. A lot more wax crayon on this one as well, which is a kind of contrast, a lot more shadow areas. So again, inking up, can't stress it enough, work fast, but keep that layer thin. Anything too thick, your wax transfer is, or your wax resist is not going to work, and you're at risk of flooding your embossed lines. So again, going in with the book, because this technique seems to work for kind of as evenly as you can, distributing some pressure. Okay, as fast as I say that, I'm straight in with my hands as well. Just can't resist it. Anyway, this one transferred mostly really nice and evenly, but you can see on the toe of that shoe on the left hand side there, I've got a kind of patch. I probably should have peeled up both edges and had a check, but you can do a little bit of cleaning up with tape, as I'm doing here. You can even clean up details within your drawing if you roll up a little kind of sausage of masking tape, or make a little pad. Use a cotton bud on it, or a Q-tip, is that what they're called in the US? I don't have those, so I'm just going with some masking tape. Alright, let's see how this one transfers. So as with the others, keeping it simple, letting that transfer layer dry completely, then nice thin layer of whatever colour you want to pull your print up with, flipping that over into my sketchbook page and leaving that a few minutes to dry. And you see, I was quite pleased with the results of this one, you know, mainly because I'd added a lot more wax crayon to this drawing, so I was really hoping some of that tone and would transfer and give me a nice load of contrast. And I like it next to the toothpaste as well, you know, if I'm thinking of this kind of series of images and thinking about nice tight framing compositions and a kind of graphic novel influence, I'm thinking maybe I could develop a series of images. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to leave you with some footage of me doing a last little sketch where I've again, you know, added my ballpoint pen emboss, my wax crayon, you know, after sectioning off another little kind of tight framed composition of these kind of spent matches, and the little matchbox there, and once transferred I then hand coloured, mainly because parts of this image didn't transfer so well, so I had to go back in with a pen and kind of redefine some areas, and then just thought it'd be nice to add a bit of colour as well. Alright, I'm going to leave you there. I've definitely hitting my target with my sketchbook with making this video. Yeah, I've got about 7 or 8 pages done. Check out my last video if you want to know what that reference is about. So yeah, Pro markers, my little Caran d'Ache and Neo colours, all really good for adding a bit of colour. So if you like the video, remember, drop us a like, please comment below and subscribe to support the channel. I will look forward to seeing you soon for another video. Ta-ta.